Have you ever wondered what drives a person to become a monster? Today, we're delving into a chilling chapter of Nigerian history, a story that sent shockwaves across the nation and exposed the dark underbelly of a bustling city. This is the story of Gracious David West, a name that became synonymous with terror in Port Harcourt. Before we begin, a word of caution. The details of this case are disturbing and may not be suitable for all audiences. This story also touches upon themes of violence against women. Our goal is not to sensationalize, but to understand the events, honor the victims, and learn from this dark period. So, who was Gracious David West? To the outside world, he might have seemed like just another face in the crowd. Born in 1980 in Buguma, a riverine town in Rivers State, his early life was marked by instability. He was reportedly an ex-militant from the Niger Delta and a known member of the Greenlanders cult group, a history steeped in violence and lawlessness. Reports from his community painted a picture of a troubled young man, often involved in petty crime and known for his volatile temper. His own family allegedly disowned him due to his criminal activities long before his name became infamous. This background of violence and gang affiliation perhaps provided the fertile ground for the horrific acts he would later commit. But no one could have predicted the scale of the terror he was about to unleash. The year is 2019. The city of Port Harcourt, the vibrant heart of Nigeria's oil industry, is gripped by a silent, creeping fear. A series of horrifying discoveries begins to emerge from budget hotels and guest houses across the city. Young women are being found deceased in their hotel rooms, under almost identical, chilling circumstances. The pattern was unnerving. The victims were all women, lured to hotels, and their lives were tragically cut short. The method was consistent and brutal. They were bound with white cloth or pillowcases and then strangled. The city's nightlife, once a source of energy and excitement, became shadowed by paranoia. Women grew fearful, and the hospitality industry was thrown into chaos as trust eroded. Who was this phantom killer stalking the city? The police were under immense pressure as the body count rose and public outcry intensified. The media dubbed the perpetrator the Port Harcourt serial killer, and a wave of panic swept through the nation. The breakthrough came in September 2019. The police, using CCTV footage from one of the hotels, were able to capture a clear image of a suspect leaving the premises after one of the murders. The image was broadcast across the country. It was the face of Gracious David West. Acting on a tip-off, the police intercepted him on a bus heading to Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, likely in an attempt to continue his gruesome spree in another city. His arrest was a moment of collective relief for a nation holding its breath. What followed was even more shocking than the crimes themselves. During his interrogation and subsequent confession, Gracious David West showed a chilling lack of remorse. He calmly and methodically detailed his crimes, confessing to the murders of at least 15 women across several states, including Rivers, Imo, and Lagos. He described his modus operandi with unnerving clarity. He would meet his victims typically at clubs or on the streets, invite them to a hotel under the pretense of paying for their company, and then in the privacy of the hotel room, he would threaten them with a small knife not to stab, but to intimidate. After robbing them of their valuables, he would use the hotel's pillowcases or bedsheets to bind their hands and feet before strangling them. His motives, as he explained them, were baffling and deeply disturbing. He claimed he had an uncontrollable urge to kill, an impulse that would come over him, especially after he had taken money from his victims. He spoke of it almost as a compulsion, a dark force he couldn't resist. He even tried to implicate a partner, claiming he wasn't acting alone, but this was later dismissed as an attempt to muddy the waters. His confession, televised and widely circulated, was a horrifying spectacle. He appeared calm, almost boastful, as he recounted the final moments of his victims' lives. This televised confession was a double-edged sword. It provided answers and a face to the monster, but it also traumatized the public, forcing them to confront the casual brutality of his actions. The trial of Gracious David West was swift. He was arraigned on 10 counts of murder and attempted murder. Throughout the trial, he maintained his calm, detached demeanor. He pleaded guilty to 9 of the murders, but not guilty to the 10th, the murder at a hotel where he claimed he only tied the victim up and left. The evidence against him was overwhelming, from his detailed confession to the CCTV footage and witness testimonies. On October 9th, 2020, Justice Adolphus Ineboli of the Rivers State High Court found Gracious David West guilty and sentenced him to death by hanging. The verdict brought a sense of justice for the victims and their families, but the scars left on the community remained. The case of Gracious David West serves as a stark and painful lesson for Nigeria. It highlighted critical security lapses in the hospitality industry. Many of the hotels where the murders occurred had poor security measures, non-functional CCTV cameras, and lax guest registration processes. In the wake of the killings, the Rivers State government mandated that hotels install functioning CCTV cameras and properly document guest identities, a move aimed at preventing such a tragedy from happening again. The case also shed light on the societal vulnerabilities that the killer exploited. His victims were young women, many of whom were navigating difficult economic circumstances. His actions sparked a nationwide conversation about violence against women and the need for greater protection and support for vulnerable individuals. It forced society to confront uncomfortable truths about poverty, crime, and the shadows that can lurk within seemingly ordinary places. More than just a true crime story, the saga of Gracious David West is a somber reminder of the darkness that can exist within humanity. It's a story of lost lives, of a city held hostage by fear, and of the painful quest for justice. The names of his victims, Maureen, Jennifer, and so many others, must not be forgotten. They were daughters, sisters, and friends whose lives were stolen by a predator. Their memory serves as a call to action for a safer, more vigilant society. Thank you for joining us on this difficult but important journey into one of Nigeria's darkest criminal cases. If you found this analysis insightful, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into stories that shape our world. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.